Double homicide.
We have put you dancing on Twitter, UNG dancing.
Yeah.
No, it's already on Twitter.
Yeah.
The responses are tremendous.
Love
just a
it.
heads up. Yeah, people love you, NG.
I can only imagine what the response is.
I love it.
It's going over very well.
I want it to go
Can we make that a
viral.
meme?
That could
It's
definitely.
being-
be.
it's being gifted as we speak.
It's already on TikTok right now. You're welcome.
I think we got to spend a few minutes on the other receivers because
We do.
I thought Jerry Jeudy,
Yeah.
Elijah Moore,
Elijah freaking
Moore.
Moore.
Especially early.
and even David Bell before he got hurt all contributed nicely in this game. Elijah Moore was 6 of 8 for like 50 yards, which for him, I mean, that's a big game.
That's a huge game.
That's like an 800-yard pace. More than that, 850. I thought it was a tremendous game by Elijah Moore. I thought he made a lot of big grabs in this one. And we're not used to seeing the other Browns receivers do much in games. And on a day where Amari Cooper had another terrible day, I thought Elijah Moore, David Bell, and Jerry Jeudy all really stepped up nicely in this game.
And we haven't even talked about it yet, but once this offense gets 2 massive pieces that are missing, back in Chubb and in Njoku, you can see how this team could be gearing up for a really nice run offensively after week 4.
You know, guys are going to have to step up. There is a possibility that Amari Cooper's over the hill. I mean, it's possible. None of us are panicked about it, but we all know there's a chance that's the case. And if that is, then they're going to need Jerry Jeudy to be a number 1 receiver. They're going to need Elijah Moore to be a number 2 receiver. I don't know that they're capable of it, but they both played well yesterday.
How many targets did Jeudy have yesterday?
I've got it.
Yesterday by itself,
Yeah.
I believe he had
6.
7 targets,
6
5
targets,
receptions.
5 receptions.
Okay, what was
That's a bad sign that Amari Cooper has less receiving yards than Pierre Strong.
Particularly when he had the most targets.
Yeah.
What was Amari's targets?
8.
So
8
8 to
yesterday.
7. I won't be surprised if
8
next
to
week.
6. I've got Jeudy with 6 by my count.
I wouldn't be shocked if next week that's flipped.
ESPN does have 6. You were right, 6.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't
Judy's
either.
at 8 and Amari's at 6.
How often
And
have we
Elijah
seen
Moore had-
quarterbacks just decide, okay, if this is what it's going to be,
I mean,
I'll find someone else.
Judy delivered that catch.
On the
we all,
sideline?
we all talk about the throw Deshaun made. It was a great throw.
Yeah.
The
Great
catch was
catch.
spectacular.
It was a spectacular
catch.
Real
The
quick
one
on
late
Jeudy.
you're talking about.
The sideline.
Right.
Yeah.
The one that
Where
they
he
hurried up and
dragged his
ran
toe.
a play right after that.
I
because
think he was in.
He was
definitely
in. He was in. And the thing is, like, I think they weren't sure, and they did the right thing. They got to the line and ran the play.
Yeah.
If that had been called not a catch, that would have probably stood too.
Yeah.
Because even with the angles that we saw,
It was hard to tell.
I
Yeah.
didn't see definitively that it was.
I thought
but
he
it
was
looked like
inbounds
it
too,
was.
but it was hard to
I
tell.
thought he had possession when his right toe was on the
But
ground.
you can see why
It was-
Denver was excited about him.
Oh, yeah.
And why now we're really excited about him.
Something to point about Jeudy real quick, and we mentioned this on the post-game show. His ability in the scramble drill is already far superior than what we've seen from a lot of other receivers the Browns have had. When Deshaun has gotten out of the pocket, we saw the play we mentioned, the Houdini play in the fourth quarter, that 5-yard gain, the 22-yard pass earlier. His eyes immediately go to Jeudy, and I was going through the tape this morning. Jeudy had 6 targets. 4 of them came on scramble drills.
Okay.
Which kind of, to me, and Elijah Moore actually had 8 targets as well. He and Amari both had 8. Jeudy is the broken play first option for Watson right now when the actual play designs may not feature him as the top target, which is a nice way to kind of spread out your targets across the board.
And it's important because they've had a lot of those.
Okay, now
Yeah.
what you just said is really poignant, whether you realize it or not, because
I'm stupid, so it probably wasn't intentional.
no, but it's a great point because coming out of the 22 season, their first look at Deshaun, one of the things I was talking to some people with the Browns, one of the things that they identified that they needed was exactly that. Guys who, when it's a fire drill, guys who can freelance.
Right.
And they felt like the roster that they had was a little stiff, and the guys are good route runners, they're good at, but when it breaks down, can you just go find a spot and make a play?
Yeah.
And
Like Mahomes.
And they sort of target that as an area of need, and then they didn't really change it last year. They brought in Cedric Tillman and
they brought in
Elijah
Elijah
Moore,
Moore, yeah.
but it didn't really fix the problem of when it's a fire drill.
Maybe that's
who
why
can
they
get
went out
open.
and got Jeudy.
But if this continues, Mike, that's a really good point, is that they haven't really been able to find a guy who can match with Deshaun on when I'm going to go here, can you match me?
Yeah, you need that.
And if Jeudy becomes that is an enormous piece for this.
I think we see why they brought in Kadarius Toney. Look, I think the Browns, they need a little speed, right? Not saying that he's going to be a superstar or anything, but
he's got stone hands. That could be an issue.
Yeah, he's had some
hey,
big drops in big spots.
Hey, he's stone hands, but he can run real fast.
He can.
And if he
Anthony
accidentally
Schwartz part 2.
And if he can catch the ball, 75% of the time, we might have something, right?
Yeah, but isn't that Anthony Schwartz? The guy had track speed.
Anthony Schwartz was 11% of the time.
11 and a half. And when he did get it
You're
on
being
reverses,
nice.
he could potentially fumble the ball as well.
Yeah.
Like he was like Sonic when all the rings get knocked out of you. Like, ding, like all the rings just go out. Like this dude is like, it wasn't.
I don't.
He just got it. It just hit him. He's like, and 3, 2,
I got it.
1. He was like, oh my God.
59, bro.
It's a
I'm
grenade
slow,
joke.
but I
Hold
got
the
it.
pin.
That is awesome. That is a great reference because that's what he was.
I was like, dang, you are
Game over.
Like, and you'd be like, man, we ain't had no start overs for free.
I don't want to pick on Anthony Schwartz, but I saw he put something on Twitter about how much he loved Auburn and he wouldn't be where he is today without him. Like, where are you exactly? Like, what do you mean?
He's the Dolphins practice squad.
Oh.